Robin Daly, what was it like growing up as the son of a British Open champion?
Well, it was fantastic. The only problem was I seemed to spend most of my life in the back of a car. I was very young at the time and travelling from one end of Ireland and round England, basically in the back end of a car, from there onto the putting green, back to the clubhouse, back to the car, back to the hotel, and away you go. And that's how I spent the first lot of years of my life, basically doing that. And then as I got older, then of course you become under more pressure. People expect you to be absolutely brilliant. You stand on the first tee and that's it. They expect you to hit the ball 3 miles and hold every putt and shoot 68 every time you go out, which is unfortunately doesn't happen. But no, it was great. I have no complaints at all.
Did your father's fame influence your passion for golf or discourage it?
It certainly encouraged it. He encouraged me a lot whenever I was young to play. I enjoyed playing. I loved playing. I still, unfortunately now due to bad health, I don't play as much as I used to. But no, it was absolutely terrific. I love the game. I love everything about the game. It's just fantastic. The people you meet through golf, the camaraderie, with all the other pros. Whenever I played a lot of golf, it used to be terrific. You know, and you got all sorts of places. It was absolutely wonderful. Terrific life.
You also had a very successful career in golf, Robin. Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, I'm not sure about as a golfer I was terrific, but I played a lot of golf. I enjoyed my golf. Unfortunately, I was just not good enough to be a good tournament player. Where I did excel was in coaching. I loved coaching. I taught both in Ireland here, and I spent a spell in Germany as well, teaching golf, which I really enjoyed. It was great. I also enjoyed very much the club making end of things. I was one of the first people to qualify as a full PGA pro at Lillishall in England. That's whenever the pros started to take a bit more of a proactive role in things to make sure that guys were up to standard, that they could fix clubs properly, they could repair, they could do all sorts of things, and coach, of course.
What made you want to design putters?
Well, I've always enjoyed design, full stop. Never mind putters. You know, I love design. I love all that type of thing. Putters always interested me greatly. I was lucky enough to be there. I was standing in the pro shop one day when the chap walked in with the first ping putter ever made. My father was there along with another chap who's a Ryder Cup player. Both of them looked at it and said, "Oh, I don't think so. I don't think that'll ever catch on." It looked absolutely awful. And as you know, after that the ping it was history in the making. A wonderful design, a great idea. And I think that really sort of inspired me to see if I could come up with something a little bit better than a ping. Lots of people have copied it. Lots of very big names have copied it. There's not a major manufacturer who doesn't copy the ping putter. We've come up with, I think, something a little bit better than a ping putter.
What makes your putter different?
Well, it's two unusual aspects to it. What we've done, actually, and they said it couldn't be done, we've taken weight from the sole of the club, basically. We've taken weight from the top of the club to produce a huge sweet spot, a toe-to-heel balanced putter. A huge sweet spot. That means you can hit the ball anywhere off the face of the club. You'll still get the ball to travel the same distance and still roll square to the hole. Also, we have 2 flat areas on the sole of the club, which means that when the club's put down on the putting surface, all major manufacturers all say, and this is what they tell me, that the most important thing is that the putter should sit flat on the putting surface. With a conventional club, the sole, it rocks back and forward. With our club, it sits perfectly flat and square behind the ball all the time, which means it's what we call a repeatable anchor system, that the club sits like that, shaft angle stays the same, and your hands are in the same position. This means that you can repeat the stroke. It's a very simple idea. I don't know why nobody's come up with it earlier, to be honest with you. It really gives the person who is maybe a bit worried about his putting that he has the confidence on the green that he's set up every time in the same position. And that's so important. You see so many guys stepping up, you know, they get onto the green, they just walk up. The next thing is the toe sitting way up in the air, and they hit the ball out of the heel of the putter, causing them to hit short putts, putts pushed, putts right, all over the place. With our club, as I said, with the repeatable anchor system, it just sits perfectly flat, square behind the ball every time. As I said, shaft angle the same, you repeat the stroke. Quite simple.
In 10 years, what do you hope to be doing?
Hope to be doing, probably sitting in the south of France on a seat in the sun, doing absolutely nothing. But I'm sure that'll never happen, as I always seem to be work, work, work all the time. I'd like to see us continue with the growth we're having at the minute. We've managed to get onto the European Tour. We've had a top 10 finish in the European Tour. We've had quite a few of the tour players use the club on the course. A lot of the guys use it to practice with. I would love to see this continue. I'd like to see it going right ahead and hopefully crossing the water and hitting America, and really just doing the same thing in America that we're trying to do here. Just trying to keep the brand moving forward, trying to make better putters, make people better putters as well, because really the whole thing about this club is to try and improve for the average guy, the average golfer. It's to try and help him lower a score. That's where I'd like to be in 10 years' time. I'd like people to think Daly Golf has improved my game and I'm a better putter. Simple as that.